Camille asked, could you make a video on how to let go of the past? I realized there is so much I'm holding on to, and it keeps on piling up as the years go by and I have new experiences. This is definitely something that most of us struggle with, and that is, how do we let go of the past? Our past is made up out of all kinds of experiences, of things that we enjoyed and things that we didn't enjoy, and a lot of times we have grudges and resentments and disappointments that form part of how we see ourselves and how we see our past. And the problem with this is that it colors the way in which we experience and which we show up in the world today. So in the video, I want to take you through some of the things that we can do to learn how to let go of the past. Grudges and resentments are things that really and truly hold us back. What happens is we end up putting ourselves in a victim mindset. Now, the way that the brain works is it shows you more of what you tell it. So if you are going to continuously live in the story of a victim, if you are continuously going to go back and chew on your past and iterate and relive and re-experience all of these wrongdoings and injustices and unfairnesses, you're going to see more of that show up in your life because you are training your brain to show you that. We continuously remind ourselves who we are, what our past is about, where we come from. And this is how we know how to show up in the world, right? But sometimes these stories become outdated. They don't serve us anymore. They don't serve a purpose anymore. And this is then when it's time to move on and let go of this victim mindset that we put ourselves in. The short answer to how do I let go of my past is it has to come from within. It is a decision that you make. You decide that you are ready to let go, and you decide that you are no longer going to be a person who holds resentments and who bears grudges and to a person who clings onto the past. And then when you get triggered, you remind yourself and you remind your brain, hey, remember, I am no longer that person. I'm no longer someone who gets held hostage and victim by the things that happen to me. Instead, here I am today, and I get to show up in the way that I want, instead of being ruled and governed by my triggers and my programming, which doesn't serve me anymore. I'm changing that. And if this was an easy thing to do, we'd all be doing it all the time, right? There wouldn't be so much information. There wouldn't be this video that I'm making for you. There wouldn't be so much information about surrendering and letting go and forgiving and getting beyond your past. The truth is that it isn't easy, but it's not complicated. It's quite simple to do as long as the willingness is there. Now, if we talk about forgiveness and letting go, I believe that we forgive with our minds first and then with our heart. The two don't work separately. Forgiveness requires an insight. Forgiveness requires a shift in the way in which we think. Otherwise, you forgive someone, but you never forget what they've done to you. And it's happened to all of us, I think. So to truly forgive, I need to think differently about something. I need that level of insight. Letting go your past and getting over yourself is a mindset shift. And I'm saying getting over yourself because your resentments and your grudges and your disappointments and your feelings of your trust that's been broken, it all lives in your mind. Our minds are so powerful, but a lot of times we allow our minds to rule our lives, where it should actually be the other way around. So what we want to do is to train ourselves so that we are not ruled by our minds, but that we come from a place of consciousness where we are present and aware and conscious of our actions and our thoughts and our feelings for most of the time. So how then do we begin to do this? And the answer is self-work. The way into beginning to show up differently is you have to do the work. Now, if you're watching my videos, then you are already on the path of doing self-work, right? I don't think anyone will watch these videos if you don't have a true desire to change something and improve something and make something different in your life. So one of the easier ways to really become detached from your past is to learn how to live in the present moment. The present moment is right here, and when we are in the present, it is very difficult for us to be fixated on the future or to be stuck in the past. Now, there are different techniques that can get you into the present moment, and two techniques that I talk about a lot in my videos, and I'll put some links for you in the description below, are grounding and breathing techniques. So let's talk quickly about grounding techniques. Grounding is where you pull your mind out of the future and out of the past and out of the flutterings. You pull your mind and your attention and your awareness back into your body. When you ground yourself, you have to lodge into your body because your body is in the present moment. And we want to move into our body so that we can become grounded, so that we can become present and aware. Things like touching plants or being in nature or even drinking a glass of water, stomping your feet on the floor. These are all things that you can do to ground yourself so that you can become more present. And then, of course, also using the breath. Our breath, again, is in the present moment. So simply by focusing on your breath, that focus and attention is also going to bring you into the present moment because that is where your breath lives. Often feelings like resentment and grudges has an underlying foundation of anger and guilt and shame and frustration. And when you work with a therapist or a coach, you can begin to clear this foundation, walking around with these emotions. They might make you feel justified in holding on to your anger and holding on to your resentment, but they don't serve you. They are a story that you can go beyond and move past. As long as you are stuck in anger and in fear and guilt and shame, you are never going to be able to fully find peace inside and feel better and live better. It's always going to hold you back. So self-work, where you begin to clear these things, are also going to allow you then to move more into the present moment and let go of the past. So I'd like to know from you what of these resonated the most with you, and let me know in the comments below what helped you. Letting go is an action. Letting go of your past is a conscious choice. It is not easy, but it is simple. We don't have to make it so complicated. It really is showing up for yourself every day, at least in the beginning, and reminding your brain that you are now someone else. You are now someone who lets go of grudges, who lets go of resentments, who lets go of the wrongdoings that have been done or the perceived wrongdoings that you see in the world. We have to be compassionate with ourselves. This is a journey. Your brain and your mind is already thinking in a certain way because it's been programmed over a period of time. So don't expect that the act of letting go and becoming a person who surrenders rather than holds on to your past, it is also not going to happen overnight. It is a process. All of the work that we do here is a process. I always talk about the layers of an onion. For each layer that you peel off, another layer is exposed. But that is the journey of transformation. That is the journey of inner work and inner healing. There's always a new level that we can go to. So I hope that you found this video helpful, and if you enjoyed it, please give it a like and also share it with your friends and someone who you think it will help. If you haven't yet subscribed, then please do so, and I will see you in the next video.